Yeah, in my last big project, I screened in my back patio and I made a lot of mistakes on there. So I thought I'd go over some of those mistakes I made. Were telling me that I wasn't speaking correctly. So if you want to up your DIY game, you got to up your vocabulary a little bit too. And a lot of people were saying that wasn't the right product for that particular application. So you want to read the directions on the box. I happen to get the box with the minimalist directions. All it has is a picture on there. But if you can see that picture, it shows the wedge anchors in there much deeper than it needs to be. It may not seem like there's anything wrong with using this old hammer, but if you look in here, you can see it's kind of cracked in there and it's held together with some nails. So while you're hammering on stuff, it could bust the head off and this could go flying and that could cause some problems. I was getting ready to put on the next level of my garden bed and I realized I didn't stagger the bricks. They say when you stagger the bricks, it makes it a little bit stronger when you stack them like that. With this way, you can see they're kind of spacing out a little bit here like that, so it may cause some problems. So I decided I better change it. You know, I'm always making mistakes in my DIY projects, so I thought I would start doing some things a little bit better to up my DIY game. So I'm going to go ahead and stagger these bricks here. Yeah, I think we'll stagger them there like that, and then that should give it a little more support. And this is the time to do it before we get anything else on top of here. So we'll go ahead and just go around here and stagger these bricks and I'll fix my mistake. Oh yeah, that's going to look a lot better. Yeah, in my last big project, I screened in my back patio and I made a lot of mistakes on there. So I thought I'd go over some of those mistakes I made. I made 5 big mistakes on that project. Number 5 was some good old-fashioned word salad.
It looks like we're going to have a change of plans because there's a cement slab right underneath where I want to put the pressure-treated lumber.
When I got down into the pavers and lifted them up, there was a concrete slab under there, and I kept calling it a cement slab. And that doesn't make much sense because cement's just an ingredient in the concrete. So a lot of people were telling me that I wasn't speaking correctly. So if you want to up your DIY game, you got to up your vocabulary a little bit too. And then for number 4, speaking of concrete, when I was filling the holes in the pavers, I was using some Quikrete, and a lot of people were saying that wasn't the right product for that particular application. So if you're ever not sure what to use for your DIY project, you can go to quikrete.com and they got a list of all the different products they have and what projects you use them for. So that'll save you some time from making some mistakes and getting the wrong stuff. And number 3, while I was filling those holes in the pavers, people were saying that I didn't drill the wedge anchor hole deep enough and that there should be some directions on the box. So here's an example here. For this wedge anchor, it says that you should drill a hole 2 1/4 inches deep, and then you should also drill the hole another 1/2 inch deeper than that. So you should be drilling 2 3/4 inch deep. And then it says here to clean out all the concrete dust, because even if you drill the hole right and you got all this concrete dust in here, the wedge anchor still isn't going to fit in there. When I wasn't drilling the holes deep enough. A lot of people were saying to read the box. So you want to read the directions on the box. I happen to get the box with the minimalist directions. All it has is a picture on there. But if you can see that picture, it shows the wedge anchors in there much deeper than it needs to be. So that it goes, just like you can see in the picture there, so that wedge is way deep down inside of there like that. And then number 2, speaking of the wedge anchors, you want to make sure you use the right product for the right situation. Since these are outside, you want to make sure they have the right coating on them that they can stand up to the elements and work outside. So you need to have like a zinc oxide or something like that on them. So this doesn't even say exactly what they are here. I can't find anything on there that says they're for outside use. So I'm not even sure if I use the right one. All right, here we go. There's the last brick. That wasn't so bad. So going around and staggering these bricks and changing this layer before I went on to the next one, that wasn't so bad, and now things are done right. So yeah, it's just as easy to do things right as it is to do things wrong. All right, now that we got that done, let's get back to my top 5 DIY mistakes. So for number 1, we're gonna go to my biggest mistake is for using old tools. So in my video when I was putting in the anchors and breaking them up, I was using this old hammer. Now it may not seem like there's anything wrong with using this old hammer, but if you look in here, you can see it's kind of cracked in there and it's held together with some nails. So while you're hammering on stuff, it could bust the head off, and this could go flying, and that could cause some problems, or it could break the handle. There's nothing wrong with using an old hammer, as long as it's got a good handle on it, and as long as the head is properly installed. This one would be fine for banging on there, but if you're not sure, get yourself a new hammer. Let me show you what can go wrong if you're not careful. I was digging in the yard with this old shovel, and the handle broke. So yeah, you can see how dangerous that is with a handle breaking. So you definitely don't want to use a tool with an old handle like that, because it could break and you could really hurt yourself. If you're looking for something more durable, you see these shovels with like the fiberglass handles on here. These things seem to hold up a lot better. I'll show you the new shovel I got. So yeah, with this new shovel I got, it's a cobalt fiberglass to heavy duty shovel. So that's pretty cool. It's even got a warranty on here. It says lifetime hassle-free guarantee. And then it's got a reminder on here to call 811 before you dig. So this is pretty nice. And it's got extra, you can see here, when you're stepping down, it's got some extra support for your feet. So yeah, this is pretty nice. So yeah, definitely upgrade your tools. Upgrading your tools is probably the #1 thing you can do to have better DIY projects. But in the meantime, you can check out this playlist right here. And if you like watching DIY mistakes, there's plenty of them in there.